So apartment baddie or homeowner hottie? That's the question that we're asking right now. And I'm sharing this because a good friend of mine is on an amazing financial journey. She's paid off $60,000 worth of student loans using side hustles and extra jobs. And she's down to her last 20 and she's wondering if she should continue with her goal of buying a home. Because there's so much talk right now about how homeownership is not worth it anymore. How the great time to buy it was in the past. How the only people that are surviving in this market are boomers from the 50s. And yet, what if I told you that's not true? What if there was another perspective? A good mentor of mine shared that the greatest impact of social media was convincing an entire generation to value experiences over assets. And it made me ask myself, who stole your dreams of longevity? By longevity, I mean a long life. Because here's what people forget about ownership, especially when it relates to real estate. You're not investing in your today self. You're actually preparing for your future self. So let me just give you guys a different perspective. What happens when I meet with clients who are retiring or downsizing because their children have aged out of the home? Oftentimes, they're able to use the equity from their home to be able to pay cash for the home that they end up spending the rest of their life in. And when you start early, you give yourself more room to grow. Now, she already knows this because the path is in the math. She's used math to pay down her student loans. And what if I told you that homeownership works the same way? Here's what I mean. Let's establish one thing. You have to live somewhere. So whatever you decide, you're not skipping the cost of living. But here's what homeownership does do. Number one, there are tax incentives. You can deduct your interest. You can deduct certain things if you lease it out. So there are strategies and benefits to homeownership. But what many of us forget is that it's a forced savings. I'll be honest with you. I've been in my home for about 9 years, and I have saved more money in the equity of my home than I have in my entire life on my own. Maybe you guys are really good savers. But that's part of the forced savings that happens with homeownership. So I know you guys are young. I just want you to imagine the future. You're in your 60s. You're retired from work. Maybe you're living off of Social Security. Maybe there's universal income. Chances are none of that stuff is going to exist. And just imagine if home prices and rent rates are going up year after year, after year, after year, after year. What is your plan when you're no longer making the salary that you're used to? Homeownership is a cost protection tool. Pretty much locks in your rate. Granted, it does go up because of taxes and insurance, but you don't have a landlord saying, here's a $500 increase every year, or having to pay to move every year, which is an expensive itself. Listen, at the end of the day, I believe that if you're gonna buy a home, you need to do it when you're ready. So here are 3 questions that you can ask yourself to make the decision. Number 1, is my income consistent? Have you been on the job for a year, 2 years? Do you have 2 years tax returns and W-2s? You're in the right track. Maybe you'll need a lot of money to close on your home. Maybe you won't. I always say a good rule of thumb is save 7% of whatever the sales price is that you're looking at. So a $300,000 home, have $20,000 saved. However, you do need money to buy a home, whether it's securing it, getting it under contract, or just the things that happen in home ownership. You want to make sure that you're prepared. Do you have money saved? And number 3, what's your buy box? What are you looking to do? If you're looking to be an investor, what kind of investor? If you want to be a homeowner, what kind of homeowner? Do you want maintenance included? You want HOAs, gates? Imagine this. Think about what you want yourself. Social media is really good on giving people plays, but what they don't often do is offer perspective. And that's what I'm here for. So if you have questions about real estate and what maybe you should do, you should reach out to me. And don't worry, I'm here to help.